Okay, quiz is basically working, but we're going to improve it. I want to have the buttons down below the question. There's a number of ways of doing that. There's a quick and dirty way, and there's a much neater way. Let's do quick and dirty first. So quick and dirty, we put in the question text here. Well, that line should go. Here we put the question text in. Now, this did two things. It set the text to be capital. It also kind of destroyed what was there before, so it removed the previous question, which is kind of handy. I think I'd rather do something like this. Append and make this into a div. And this div is traditionally called the lead in. So let's put in a div there. And the text property of that div is that business. I'm missing some quotes here. There should be a quote there. What is the capital of? And I've got too long a line. Let's bring that down there. So that's the div created, and I also want to close the append. But if I do append, that just means my questions will just pile up. What I have to do is get rid of the previous question. Let's use chaining. So I take question, and the first thing I'll do is empty it, and then the next thing I'll do is append the stuff that I want to append, and it's still like that. So question.empty.append, take that out. So it should clear out the previous question, create a new div, put that in, and so my distractors will necessarily be on the next line. Strictly speaking, these distractors here, they should be in a div of their own. Let's do that. So that's put in that div, and let's also append a, it's just a little bit neater. You shouldn't really have, so these buttons are inline elements. Strictly speaking, inline elements should be in block elements. So I'm going to put the inline elements in this div. This is just for tidiness, really. So I'm going to create a div especially for that purpose to hold the distractors. And that doesn't really need anything other than an ID so that I can get to it. That's my distractor list. Distractor list. Okay, I'm going to avoid using a plural there. So that's my distractor list. So when I'm appending these buttons, I'm not appending them to question, I'm appending them to the distractor list. Okay, and let's reload. Okay, that didn't work. And call line 10. Let's take a look at line 10. Text. What's the capital of? Okay, so I should have a round curly bracket there. And then close the div and close the append. That looks good. So, reload. Next question. Okay, let's have a bit of styling. I'd like this text to be a lot bigger, and I'd like the distractor buttons to be a lot bigger. In particular, I want it to work on a phone. This is the kind of thing that works quite well on a phone. That's me looking at a phone. You can see that's really tiny. I can go way bigger than that. Okay, time to go into some CSS. Before I do that, let me just remember some stuff. I have to remember I've got a div called distractor list that contains buttons, and I've got my lead-in text here which hasn't got an ID. Let's give it an ID. So that lead-in text that can have ID is lead in. Okay, so the lead-in text is called lead-in, and the distractor list. Okay, I can remember them. So let's write that out and edit the geography quiz CSS. Okay, body. Okay, can't bear Times New Roman, so let's change the font family for everything. Font family is Arial, and I want the lead-in text to be nice and big. So hash lead-in, and I want the font size to be massive, and I want the buttons. What was it called? So that was distractor list. I want them to be similarly massive. Yank and paste. Let's see what that looks like. I'm still in this kind of mobile mode. This looks pretty tiny. That's not that big, is it? Extra large distractor list. Let's go 300%. Nah, 600. That's obscenely big. That doesn't seem to be working very well. Distractor list. Button. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, let's go back to XX large. Okay, that's not too bad. That's enough mobile development. Turn it back to normal. Okay, it'd be nice to have a bit of a gap between those buttons. While we're here, might as well do that. So I'm not sure if I can put a margin on a button. Margin 1x. Write that out. Yeah, that's put a margin in. Okay, I quite like that. That's pretty good. Now the next thing I don't like is this next question. I don't want there to be a next question. When I load the page here, I shouldn't have to click on next question. And when I get it right, capital of Ukraine, it tells me I've done it right. It should also click next question for me. So this next question button, I quite like having it. It's handy, but I'm going to hide it and I'm going to automatically click it. Let me show you how that's done in jQuery. So here's my button for next question. So I created it, and it's all the way down here that I append it to the body. I still want that thing to be there, quite like it, but I'm going to hide it. A couple of ways to hide it. I will put in some CSS to hide it. CSS display none. So that means the button will go away. But as soon as I've put it in place, having appended it to the body, I want to effectively click it. Actually, I'll put in that. No, I'll leave it there. I was thinking while I'm debugging, perhaps I should leave it visible. So what I want to do is to find the button that I just created. And I can't find it because I haven't given it an ID. So I've given it a CSS. I've given it a click value, missed that comma there. And now I don't know what to do with my indentation. Okay, let's give it an ID as well so I can find it. ID is next question. That is really badly spelled. Next question, so now I can find it. Here we go, so that is hash next question, and what I want to do is trigger the click event. Okay, so programmatically it's like I'm forcing that click to happen. The other time I want it to happen is after the user has got the answer right. Okay, so next question, trigger click. Let's try that. Reload. Okay, you can see that trigger happened. Somalia, Mogadishu, I think. Yes, I say right. I can't move that dialog box. When I click on this, it should do the next question automatically. Yep, Cuba is Havana. Great. Now I know the answer here is Nicosia, but let's try City of Brussels. Nothing happened, no action. There was no else there. But if I click on Nicosia, it takes me on to the next question. Okay, next thing I don't like is this ugly pop-up, this modal box. Don't like that at all. And I want to replace that with something else. I'll do that in the next video. come out of this, and I won't make you watch me commit and push.